our traditions, any country's traditions, yes, they need to be questioned, but at the same time is that they also need to be maintained and cherished. Otherwise, our country's identities will go into McDonald's.
We had a civil war in England, and there was a period where the Puritans, who were very religious, didn't like any entertainment, dancing. They abolished Christmas, and it was a very, very Puritan lifestyle. And the country sort of got tired of that, and they invited the king back. But of course, the original king had been beheaded, but his son was brought back from France. So there was an explosion of interest in the theatre, and King Charles II loved it. But because of this interest, the Italian showman Puccini came to England because he saw an opportunity to entertain people and earn some money.
A puppet show was seen here, an Italian puppet show, which was Punchinello. Senior Bologna from Rome came here on invitation of the king.
Punch and Judy came to England in 1662, and Samuel Pepys, who was a diarist at the time, noted it.
The character of Pulcinella was a character in the Commedia dell'arte, which was an Italian street theatre company of actors who performed in masks and used quite a lot of mime and juggling, and they were instrumentalists. They were a talented group of people, and each actor had a role that they had to play within it. And the role of Pulcinella was way down the scale. He wasn't a nobleman or a noble person, he was a servant. He was a comedy character, and he was brought on for comic relief. He had this high voice, which was blamed on the fact that he was probably castrated.
He's got a very strange squeaky voice, and it was kept a secret. And he said to me, of course, you've got to learn to do the voice. And so I said, well, okay, and he told me what the secret was.
For many years this was a top secret, but honestly now it's all over Google, so I might as well explain. It's two small pieces of silver wrapped in Irish linen.
So all you do is you put it in your mouth, it goes on top of your tongue, and then you push your tongue to the roof of your mouth and blow air over the top of your tongue to make him pronounce words. So here we go.
Now you have to speak through that. You have to articulate. Your breath goes through the middle of that. That's at the roof of your mouth, and you have to move your lips and mouth to create Punch's voice. I'll have a go.
You want a wee wee, Mr. Punch? Don't say that on camera.
And he had this slapstick, this piece of wood that he used to walk on and hit people with.
This is Punch's stick. It's not just one piece of wood, it's two pieces of wood joined in the middle so that it's open-ended. And that idea is that it's called a slapstick, and it goes back centuries. The idea of a stick like this, actors on stage, a pantomime, one wants to hit another, they would use this principle, a slapstick. The idea that two surfaces there, when they actually hit together, the sound is magnified. And it's actually the original of the expression slapstick comedy.
The audience found him very amusing. So amusing that he was immortalised into a puppet that travelled across Europe and along the way was inherited by other puppeteers in those countries. So the character of Pulcinella is actually reflected in other countries, not just England. And so we have the arrival of the character that became Mr. Punch in England as a marionette puppet.
Punch and Judy, originally it was a string puppet, but then became a glove puppet, and glove puppets are great at fighting. They don't do plays as such in the same way that Punch is much more physical. You've got one thing on one hand or one on the other hand, and what can you do?
Oh, I'm sorry, did I miss you? Yes. How's that?
A common misconception really is that people tend to think that all Punch and Judy shows are the same, or that there was an original script, and there never was really. Every show throughout history has been completely different.
So in the middle of the 19th century, Punch and Judy families were isolated. They didn't mix. There was no general club. There was no gathering of them all where you could watch other people's shows and think, oh, that was funny, I could do that. And so they weren't being copied.
The great thing about the show is you can be satirical with it, you can introduce topical things from the news and really make it present.
Oh, yes, you did. What's it for? What was that for? That was for women's rights. This is for girl power.
When they talk about 362 or 3 years ago when Samuel Pepys saw the show, Judy wasn't even in it. And all these characters like the crocodile and things came in the Victorian times when London Zoo opened. People had never seen all these exotic animals. Maybe an alien being in the show or something that the children have never seen before.
If you read a Victorian show, it's completely incomprehensible to a modern audience. If you read a show from my dad's generation, granddad's generation, there are several key things that are the same, but the script will be wildly different.
The Punch and Judy show has always been malleable. It wouldn't have lasted this long if it wasn't adaptable.
A Punch show now is different to a Punch show in the 2000s or the 90s. Humour changes. It's kind of a constantly developing art form.
There are lots of aspects of the show which you would be very foolish to perform now. The battering of the baby.
1, 2, and 3.
It was always Punch had killed the baby.
Oi, what? Did you throw my baby down the stairs?
Punch had killed his wife.
Give it to me now. No, I won't. You won't give it to me? No. If you won't give it to me, I'll get the authorities. Oh, the authorities.
And he was hung for these things. And there was a gallows set up on the stage and a hangman.
It was never set out to be domestic violence. It was just, this is what happened. And also it was a morality play. And at the end of it was that good triumphed over evil. So despite all of the terrible things he was doing, he learned his lesson.
When Punch does things that are very wrong, I quite like that because they will tell the puppets that they're doing it very, very wrong. Turning the baby into sausages and things like that, I think they're great slapstick items that draw an audience into you, and I think that's really wonderful.
I've lived doing this say since 1952, and I must have entertained hundreds and thousands of people with it. And for the majority, I couldn't count on the fingers of one hand how many complaints I've had. But for the hundreds of thousands who've watched it and gone on their way, they've loved it and have gone on with very happy memories of it. And I see no reason why that cannot go on.